If you are experiencing foundation issues, get a free estimate from Ox Foundations.
It's a couple of minutes before the hour on Daybreak Live for a Friday morning, the 28th day of May. Talladega County Sheriff Jimmy Kilgore joins us this morning. And Sheriff, good morning to you, sir.
Good morning, sir. Thank you for having me.
Well, it's an honor to have you as always. And, if we aren't careful, we will forget about all the things that our law enforcement does for us until we need them for something. And I guess that's okay, but we appreciate all the service you guys provide.
Well, thank you. And we appreciate all the support we get from the community and the good people of Talladega County.
Let's talk about, some great career opportunities right now for law enforcement, including Talladega County Sheriff's Office.
Absolutely. We're very excited about the opportunities that the county commission was so gracious to help us with salaries and sign-on bonuses, retention bonuses such as that. And we're hopeful it's going to attract some good quality people that we can get on board and get trained and get out in the field serving the people.
Talk about some of the opportunities that are available through the Sheriff's Office. And you mentioned sign-on bonuses. That always gets people's attention.
It does. Well, what we're doing now is offering a $5,000 sign-on bonus, and that's spread out over a 3-year period. Mm-hmm. Also, the existing people get a retention bonus of the same thing, paid out in the same manner. If you sign on with us, after 30 days, you get $2,000. And if you stay 12 months, that's your money. You don't have to pay any of it back. After you're here 12 months, you get another $2,000. And after the additional 12-month period, you get $1,000, which totals $5,000. And it over the 3-year period, that's the total amount. And it also gives people incentive to stay for a period of time. And we think it's really going to help in our recruitment efforts.
Where does this money come from?
The general fund of the county.
Okay.
But we, it costs quite a bit to do this, but I think in the return, the long term, we're going to get from it makes it worth it. And as far as I know, we're one of the first public safety agencies to do this. I know, kudos to County Administrator Pat Lyle. She put a lot of hard work into this, and they had to do a bunch of research through the retirement systems of Alabama, the state examiner's office, and all that to make sure that it was legal to do that, and we got approval to do it, and so hopefully that it's something that nobody else is doing yet, and we'll get some good return on it.
One would guess, I would, just looking at it from the outside in, that this is aggressive recruiting. I mean, you're going after good men and women that'll be a real plus for the Sheriff's Department.
That's right, and that's what we feel that the citizens of Talladega County deserve, and so we're going to do some other things as far as job fairs, some advertisements. We've got some recruitment flyers made, and we're going to advertise here is one of the places we're going to do and make sure everyone gets the message that we're doing this and we're recruiting, because we're like every other law enforcement agency or everybody really, we're hurting for employees.
I was going to ask the question next, and you just kind of answered it. Why this direction with the Sheriff's Office? And you said it, we're like other agencies, other places with job opportunities. We've got plenty of jobs. We just don't seem to have the qualified people to fill those jobs.
Yeah, people are a lot of people are, drawing the extra unemployment, and that's an incentive to not get out and take jobs. And I think certainly in law enforcement, you know, the national media and politicians have somewhat villainized cops, and you know, a lot of these young people who may have had a servant's heart and wanted to enter this profession maybe are a little apprehensive about it now. I can recall when we would advertise for a vacancy and have 35 or 40 people apply, and lately, you know, we get one or two, and it's really.
That's got to be bothersome.
It is. It's discouraging at some point, but we've got to think outside the box and create ways to get people interested and get people on board.
Outside of the sign-on bonuses and stuff like that, what does Talladega County Sheriff's Office have to offer to prospective career changes?
Well, we have I think a great benefit package. The County Commission graciously increased the starting pay, and also allowed us to reward people for previous experience. So, you know, I think 1862 is the minimum starting pay for a certified officer, and I think that's very competitive with other agencies. But if you come with a lot of experience and you're certified, we can go beyond that number. But we have Blue Cross, Blue Shield, local government health insurance. After a year, you get 2 weeks paid vacation, 13 paid holidays a year. We're Tier 1 retirement again now. That's a huge thing.
Is that through the state or is that through the county or what?
That's through the state retirement systems of Alabama. And, you know, they changed it a few years back and created the Tier 2, and it would have you working, you know, if you're a deputy on the street, you don't need to be doing that when you're 62 years old or 65 years old, really. And so they put it back with a 25-year retirement, and that's the county voted on to do that and pay a little extra to get that benefit for the employees. But I think it's a great benefit package that we offer, and the retirement thing is really a good thing. Now, the health insurance I mentioned earlier is free for single coverage, and that's a huge thing too. If you've had to pay for private health insurance, you know what a benefit that is.
How do you get around? And of course, there's going to be interviews and more interviews and that kind of thing. But how do you get around the negative perception that has been placed and unjustly, I might say, on law enforcement? How do you get around that when you're talking to prospective men and women that are looking to come into the sheriff's office?
Well, we just tell them that we have pride behind our badge, and our role is to serve the people of the county, and the people of Talladega County have shown tremendous support for law enforcement. We and we're very honored by that, and you know, we're proud of what we do, serving the people, and you know, nobody gets in the law enforcement field to get rich, but I think you get rich in other ways. You know, it's enriching to help protect people, to help serve people, and I think you know, if you come in with a servant's heart, it's a very rewarding career.
And one of the pride things that you have, as far as your men and women serving through the Talladega County Sheriff's Office, is that you don't want to put them out there in ragtag vehicles and lack of equipment either.
That's right. That's right. And we're very fortunate, you know, that we've got a rotation program for vehicles, and we purchase vehicles every year, and we've been able to keep a pretty good fleet on the road. It's safe and dependable for the deputies to drive and get where they need to go.
We hear a lot now By the way, Sheriff Jim Kilgore from Talladega County Sheriff's Office continues to be our guest this morning. We're always honored to have he and, Chief Deputy Josh Tubbs. He was scheduled to come, but unfortunately, he's not able to be here this morning. He had some other things going on. But when you talk about the Sheriff's Office and what you're offering to the people, Talladega County Sheriff's Office covers a lot of ground in Talladega County.
Oh, we do. Talladega County geographically is a long county. It runs from borders Calhoun County up in Oxford all the way to Talladega Springs and Coosa County to the river and back over to Clay County. So we have a lot of ground to cover, but we've got some good people covering it.
We hear often about these video vest cameras. Do we have those with the Sheriff's Department?
We do, and we were able to get those things early on, and when things kind of broke in that direction, and boy, I think it's one of the greatest things that we've been able to provide for our personnel, because it protects them a lot of times. Used to I would come in on Monday morning and there'd be 3 or 4 messages for me to call people so they could complain on the deputies that were rude to them or use vulgar language to them or just what have you. And, when we put the body cams on, we had 3 or 4 and I would review them, and that wasn't the case. So I would let
Video
the people,
don't lie, does it?
It does not. I would let the people come in and view it themselves. And it didn't take long for that word to spread, and it just went to zero after that.
Yeah, Talladega County.
And I don't mean to cut you
You're
off,
good.
but it also, I think it helps both ways. That deputy knows he's wearing that camera and he's being recorded, and he's mindful of that, and so I think it serves a purpose not only for protecting the deputy. I think it helps the public as well.
What crimes are breaking of laws in Talladega County that's at the forefront now?
Well, as always, drugs. We're no different from anywhere else. We've are battling drugs, meth, heroin, things of that nature, spice, and and then there's a lot of domestic violence and things that we deal with. But those are probably the 2 big things, and you always have property crimes that go with it.
Sheriff, everybody's got guns nowadays.
Everybody does have guns. I think there's a lot of fear out there that their guns are going to be taken away from them. I get asked that quite frequently. And, are you coming to get our guns? And my response is, no, if you don't come and get mine, I'm not coming to get yours. But they, as you know, my office issues the pistol permits, and we have seen a big spike in pistol permit issuance, and indicative of new people getting guns for the first time and carrying guns. We began last year offering a citizens firearm class free of charge to the public that wish to do that. And of course, the pandemic has changed everything, and that kind of cut us back on doing that, but we're going to get started again with that, and hopefully familiarize people that are having guns for the first time, and teach them the rules and the laws, and also teach them firearm safety, teach them how to use the gun, how to carry and stow the gun, and things of that nature, because we don't want guns to get in the hands of children, and of course, and things of that nature.
Well, we see that more and more too.
We do. And it's been received really well by the public. We've had a lot of attendance when we offer those things, and I think they really get a benefit from attending those.
You mentioned the COVID pandemic, and hopefully it's more behind us than it is ahead of us. Is the Talladega County Jail open for visitation now, or is it not open as of yet?
Well, it's open. We're kind of moving slowly in that direction, but we are allowing things and visitors and whatnot. But we're still mindful of that, and our staff. Everybody's had the opportunity to get vaccinated now, so that's huge. I think working in that environment, and so it's been tough trying to keep the virus out of that jail, because as you know, those people are there 24/7, 365, and if one person got it, it's easy to spread in there. But we've been very fortunate. The Lord's blessed us, and we've kind of kept that under control. We've had to institute some measures to kind of restrict things that we were doing down there, and bond a lot of people for the simple misdemeanors and things of that nature before they go in there. And probably wasn't the most popular thing to do, but it's something that I felt we had to do to make an earnest effort to keep it out of there.
Talladega County Sheriff Jimmy Kilgore for a couple of more minutes this morning on Daybreak Live, as we are in the recruitment process of hiring new officers for the Talladega County Sheriff's Office. And are we markedly short of officers now, or you just see something in the future, or why are you addressing it this way?
No, we are terribly short. Just at the jail alone, we're about 20 corrections officers short.
Oh my goodness.
And, we've even had cases we've had to fill in with deputies that were off duty. We've got about 5 positions open for deputy sheriffs on patrol. And it's something that, we really need to move quickly and get those positions filled. And hopefully this is going to help.
Before we go, what is Sheriff Jimmy Kilgore looking at for the hiring of more officers and deputy sheriffs with Talladega County Sheriff's Office?
Well, we're just looking for people that are interested in this type of work. Corrections is a tough job, but it's a good way to break into the law enforcement field. And if they can, come on board and get in with that, I think they get to try us out and we get to try them out. So we're looking for that. We're also looking for experienced, certified officers that we can fill the deputy slots with now. And hopefully we're going to have the opportunity to do that. One thing we're doing different at the jail now is we've got it through the Civil Service Board where we can hire part-time corrections officers. So if there are any retired law enforcement or retired people out there that would like to do that, let us know, give us a call, and the pay will be, they increased the corrections officer starting pay to a little over $14 an hour. So the part-time positions will pay more than that, obviously, because it doesn't include benefits. But hopefully if we can get some retired officers or somebody like that wants to pull a shift occasionally or something, we'd love to have them.
What does Sheriff Jimmy Kilgore recommend for individuals who, whether it's city, county, or state law enforcement that is pulling you over and they've got their blue lights on and stuff like that? What is that person inside that vehicle? What should they do? Because there's been a lot of question about this, quick movements or anything like that. But what should we normally do in a situation like that?
Well, the first thing to do is keep your hands on the wheel or keep your hands visible for the officer. And I get asked this all the time, how to survive a traffic stop. Well, the easiest way to survive it is do what the officer tells you to do. I've never known of an incident where the person stopped got injured or anything happened if he simply complied with the directives that the officer gave him. Many of these things that we've seen in the news media have started by them resisting the officer. Mm-hmm. And, if you're stopped and you comply with the officer, you're going to leave that stop safely. But if you disagree with what the officer's saying, that's why we have court. Don't have court on the side of the road, and don't argue with them or try to resist them. Bring it to court with you. Tell the judge, and that's your opportunity to disagree.
Okay. So if people are interested in career in law enforcement with Talladega County Sheriff's Office, where do they go from here?
We're civil service governs our employment, and if you will, just come to the sheriff's office in Talladega or Sylacauga, pick up an application, and return it to the sheriff's office, and we'll forward it to the Civil Service Board, and we'll go from there as far as the Civil Service Board conducts the testing mm-hmm. process, and they screen the applicants and all, and once they get through with that process, I get the top 6 names off a register, and once we get that process through with it, then we can get people on board.
All right. Talladega County Sheriff Jimmy Kilgore, our guest this morning. And Chief, certainly we appreciate the services that are provided through the Sheriff's Department, and you guys do a great job and got a great staff. We just need to add some more to the staff with the Talladega County Sheriff's Office. Always a pleasure. Have a safe weekend, sir.
Thank you.
Got more Daybreak coming up right after this.